Welcome back. It is still iBrand Daybreak. My favorite part of the show is finally here because Deborah is here. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, good
Social
morning.
media buzz. What is happening?
Tons and tons of things actually happened from, I think from Monday, Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, yeah. Monday, Tuesday, tons of things actually happened.
Okay.
And I can't wait to like banter with
That's why you're here.
Josh.
Go ahead.
So first of all, today is actually Simi's birthday, and she blessed her fans with a gorgeous picture. That wasn't Simi's style. I know what I actually really like about Simi is the one thing I really like, she's a phenomenal person, is how she has been able to sustain a marriage, being married to a co-artist. It's something we don't, see on the streets of social media, these days. And the way she has blocked all the online in-laws from her family matter. And apart from that, a voice that actually gives hope to, young girls, young generation that actually have dreams and, a lot of aspiration. So happy birthday, Simi. We wish you long life and prosperity from iBrandTV. Now, having said that, we go straight to the juicy topics for today. Now, first of all, we're looking at Davido's Timeless album. Now, after the record-breaking success of Timeless, Davido is set to perform at Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos on April 23rd, 2023. In anticipation of the concert, Davido held a press conference to speak on the plans of the event and what listeners should expect. Now, during the press conference, a journalist broached the subject of the album and the fact that listeners expected more personal content from Davido. In answering the questions, the megastar stated that he doesn't like to involve his personal affairs with his music, as he prefers to keep his music simple and fun. The question has drawn criticism on Twitter, as fans were displeased that the journalist opted to touch on a very personal and touchy subject at a press conference that was primarily aimed at discussing Davido's forthcoming show. Now, before we go into the reaction, let's take a look at the video, that caused that uproar on Twitter.
I mean, what's up with you on time? That's one. Then, sorry. The second question is, then some other people feel that the song was just too partyish, that you should have put some soul, especially, we all know what happened. Some people feel that you should have put some soul into it.
Just for the concert, please.
Okay, now let's have a look at some of the reactions from Twitter. Now, our first tweet is coming from Only One Monarch. So everyone's saying he didn't ask a bad question, didn't listen to LCND. Plus, if Davido had mourned on this album, they would say he's looking for pity streams. Allow the man to drink water and drop cup. And the next tweet is actually from Big Emmy 29. I'm thankful Davido never did such or tried to mourn on his album, because you all will be the same people saying he's using sympathy or pity to gain streams. Just let Davido breathe. Now, am I the only one that think social media or Nigerians are actually not fair when it comes to Davido? It's like it's a crime. The fact that he's actually from a very rich family it feels like it's a crime, to be privileged in Nigeria. So I don't think I'm the only one that feel he's so choked. Like they expect too much from him, or it's actually his fault. He came, from a very privileged background.
Man, I think Davido Kuku no send anybody. Okay, let me not complete it. You don't send anybody because the guy has worked so hard. You would know. And he says it all the time. He doesn't even need to say it. You can see that he works for his own money. He has been able to, I think it was yesterday, he was also in the news saying that his name has opened doors that even his father's name could not open. And that's what happens when you've made your own name for yourself. Davido has done so well. And I feel like social media family people need to learn how to mind their business. This guy lost a child.
Sure.
It's never easy losing anybody. not to talk of, you know,
your own child.
And being a very young child at that. That was a very insensitive question. There are things that you just think it in your heart, reason it in your head, and keep it there. You don't bring it out.
It was insensitive or inquisitive?
It was insensitive.
Josh, you're just smiling.
Yeah, you know, it's a very, very
because he's a journalist. Now, are we going to say it's insensitive coming from?
Let's hear what Josh has to say.
It's a very interesting, you know, conversation we're having, and when it comes to, you know, this kind of scenario, you never can envisage what a journalist would ask.
Of course.
You know, their job is to ask thought-provoking questions. Not to give you a plug-and-play answer question. No. I am meeting you, and this is an opportunity to get the best out of you. You don't tell me what to ask you.
Of course.
Right? But when it comes to personal issues, you might just tell me for some very obvious reason, I decide not to speak about this now.
Yeah. And I think...
So I would respect it, but not when there was no pre-information about certain issues that I should ask you, and you're telling me I shouldn't ask you, then you're not telling me to do my job.
I think it tried to make the situation calm by talking about what Davido has with time. Because all is a best time, a good time, now timeless. I think
I was even coming to that.
Yeah. He tried to make, you know, the whole scenario calm before he threw the bombshell.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See, if we're having a conversation, if there has been what's the example now? If there's been a law case, right, about fraudulent activities that, in this case, Davido had been involved in, allegedly, right? And we're talking about, then it is your right to ask me about it.
No,
ask me whatever angles, from whatever angle, because that is what we are talking about. The Timeless album, Davido has made it clear from the beginning. This is music, purely music. Okay. He has said it in several interviews. Several questions have been thrown at him concerning that, and he has made it very clear. This has nothing to do. This album has nothing to do with my family. In fact, it is more of being thankful than being mournful.
I'm just going to base my own argument as a journalist. I will use every opportunity to, you know, get whatever answer I can get.
I trust
whatever my subject is.
You may never get that opportunity again. Like I say, there's no second chance for a first-time impression. So when you see this opportunity, you just hit hard.
People should share be sensitive. There is somebody I know, they used to call him Odogu. You cannot ask him that type of question. You will get it hot.
Who is the Odogu?
Any Odogu that you know about, that's him.
Okay, now we move to the next story. You may recall that Blessing Okoro remanded in prison on the 1st of April over alleged cyberbullying of Folashade Samuels, the sister of late Bimbo Ogbonna, wife to business mogul IVD. Although she was granted bail of 10 million naira, the socialites are still not left the correctional center. Aside from the 10 million naira bail, Blessing CEO is required to provide 2 sureties who also have 10 million naira in their accounts. Now, these 2 sureties must be influential people who have houses in eyebrow areas in Lagos like Lekki, Banana Island, and Ikoyi. She also revealed that the sureties would have to submit their statement of account as well as their international passports for inspection. Now, let's take a look at a few reactions from the street of Twitter. Ella said, Blessing CEO go de kiri kiri to hand over. Tinubu will come to our rescue. He's a good man. Okay, that was a funny one. Now, the next tweet from Jamzi, he said, Blessing CEO is still in prison because she's unable to pay for her bail. Those who cheered her up when she was loud are suddenly quiet now. Lessons here is you never know your true friends till you are in a mess. Now the next tweet from Kosi. So Blessing CEO still dey jail as no one to perfect a bail bond. Chai, if you no get anybody, know how to shalaye for social media. Oh. Social media life and real life are not the same. Now the next tweet from Olumide. Social media life and real life are 2 major rivers that never mix. She thought her social media followers would do GoFundMe for her to raise the 10 million, but unfortunately, no be so matter be. Now, let me hear from Josh. I want to hear
why
from
do you want to start from me?
It has to be you.
Okay, since you say you want to hear from me,
Yeah.
you know, let's draw the line. There's a difference between you being a celebrity and you being a publicist. You've got to understand those two extremes. When you're a publicist, you have brands that leverage on you.
Yeah.
Right? If you must put anything out there, you must be very careful about getting your facts right. You don't put anything just because you want a 5-minute trend. Because that could land you in a situation where you may least expect. So in her case, right now she's understanding that when next she comes online, whatever she's putting out there, she has to verify those claims.
We're blessed to see you understand.
Is she really learning?
This is blessed to see you.
You see, for every situation, it
Yeah.
teaches you a lesson. If she cannot learn from this, then she's foolish.
You know, about the parts where a tweet that said the people that actually were actually train her up, one of them was actually Daddy Freeze. You know, he actually shared that during the whole saga when she was saying what's not and what is. It's very surprising that
Daddy
she
Freeze.
can't actually call on Daddy Freeze or anybody because she claims to be, you know, on the top side of, you know, of life. It's very surprising that nobody has 10 million naira or she doesn't have a friend who can actually boast of 2
I'm
shorties.
talking about Daddy Freeze being very supportive. I mean, that guy is very good with hosting live.
Exactly. So it's,
Instagram live, TikTok live. He has
That's how
hosted
supportive.
one on behalf of Blessing CEO.
of course, that's
These are his
where the
own
support came
friends.
from.
Like, I feel like I'm hoping, like Josh said, that she's learning from this situation. And this has also, I'm hoping that other people are learning too, because social media life, like we've seen in the tweets, is very, very different
Of
from
course.
real life. So are you trying to tell me that all those high and even the IVD that she tattooed
Exactly.
his
Where is
name on
IVD?
her wrist, IVD is not saying anything.
Anything.
Just be careful out there, Sha. Do
For
not
me,
allow social media
Blessed
shenanigans
see you
to
actually
get you.
went overboard. You know, she went to the extent of making a movie about the deceased.
Yeah.
No respect for the dead. For me, I think the 10 million naira herself is even, you know, it's even no, really, because
It's so small,
she
yeah.
really made a case. She took it upon herself. Like, you know, you see this case.
She was going on several.
What was on her
several
mind when she was
platforms.
going on that journey?
She was going
was
on
What happens to her
trend.
PR
On
team?
several
Like, they
platforms.
couldn't call her to order and say, no, 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 I think you're
Exactly.
going overboard.
Yes.
Exactly.
And now you're calling people to come rescue
George.
you.
Blessed see you
Josh,
is not all that.
You're
And
saying
I'm really
her PR team.
disappointed.
Does she have a PR team? She is her own PR team.
She listens to herself
She
alone.
listens
All
to herself
knowing
alone.
and all perfect. All
fact.
listening to herself, and you cannot tell her what to do.
The blessed CEO way.
Do
you understand?
The self-acclaimed
Relationship expert.
that doesn't have a relation. I don't know who actually
Does
said
she
that
have a
on Twitter.
relationship?
She doesn't have a relationship.
Is that not hypocrisy?
Now let's move on to the next story. Last but definitely not by no means the least, fans of Nigerian actress and media personality Toke Makinwa have expressed concerns over the relocation of a novel. Now recall that the media personality some time ago surgically enhanced her shape for the gram. She has shared recent photos in bikini to show it off. However, fans were quick to point out that a surgery did not yield a desirable outcome, with a novel not being in its normal position. Now, reacting to the photos, Whitney on Twitter had this to say. She said, Toke Makinwa's friends are hyping her up, but texting each other privately to have a good laugh. There's no way those pictures are cute. Her belly button is on a solo trip to her neck. My God. Then we have AIM. He said, wait, what is happening to Toke Makinwa? Is it midlife crisis or what? What happened to her hips? Why is her belly button in the middle of her stomach? Then we have Life of Ashay. Why is Toke Makinwa's belly button where it is? Now everybody had, if we keep taking a lot of tweets, where is the belly button? Where's the belly button?
Do you know what's gassing me?
No.
I didn't know that belly buttons take trips. You said
It's
it's a trip to her neck.
But really, I agree with the Twitter person that actually said she's going through midlife crisis, because what can we relate this to? What could be the problem? What could be the problem? And the fact that we have people cheering her on, for me, it's absurd.
Very
One
absurd.
surgery makes sense, but you know, doing it over and over, you end up looking botched. I don't want to sound, women are supposed to support women, but men at this point,
when it doesn't look, like there are people who have gone under the knife that look amazing.
Of course,
we can begin to mention names, women. I mean, it's your body. Stay positive.
Could it not be attributed to obsession?
I think that's
it's also a part of it. Yeah.
I mean, it also boils down to one's self-esteem. When your self-esteem is very low, you tend not to see the good in yourself.
Sure.
And once you go on that journey of being under the knife, I tell you for a fact,
you keep going.
There's no way you will return.
Yeah.
It's a journey of no return because you keep upgrading yourself until you go out of proportion.
Your belly button is on your forehead.
on a solo what?
It's on your forehead. I think there is so much to learn on today's social media. Of course. You know, this drama happens. People have likened Nigeria to Netflix. Like we keep bringing out. They say we are like Z-World, extraordinary every day. There's always something to keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
But while we are laughing about all this, I hope people are taking notes. I hope people are learning, especially young girls who are coming up in life. Your aspiration might not be to be a celebrity like Toke Makinwa, but however you look, you
need to learn to love yourself.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You are stunning, and there are people in this world that will give anything to be you, to be the way that you are.
And again, if you grew up in a background where no one admired you, no one told you
it becomes a
you're
problem.
Beautiful. Like this guy, Rufai, he once said something and he keeps repeating it and it has stuck here in me. He said, my mom kept telling me I'm the center of our world.
Yeah.
You know, when you get this kind of admiration, when you get those kind of things people tell you, it makes you worry less. You see yourself and you're good enough.
True.
But when nobody told you that,
you're beautiful.
Your self-esteem seems to be very low, and you tend to be a little stigmatized by the way people look at you and they feel you're not good enough, and that makes you go into all of those things. Very, very.
So you keep struggling with your self-esteem. You keep struggling with yourself, and that's the point. Please, however you look, man or woman, because I think somebody tweeted and said even men don't they do six-pack now. They go under the knife to get six-pack.
It's not as bad as the women.
Even at that, Sha.
It's really choking.
Please, however you look is amazing. As for men, you don't need to go under the knife to get six-pack. There are girls that love that board, and it's actually trending. So please, however you look, you're beautiful, you are amazing, you're wonderful, and above all, your God loves you. I think that is what should matter the most.
That's it. God had already created you that way.
Love yourself and tap from the love of God in your life and keep strong. That is what matters the most in this life.